Hey guys, and welcome back to a Season of Discovery video. That is right, we're back doing some Season of Discovery videos for Phase 4. In this video, what we're going to be covering is we're going to be showing you some of the best gold farms to do while you level in Phase 4. So good gold farms to do from level 50 to 60. Let's get right into this. So first of all, let's start off with a farm that you can do at level 50, and this is going to be a farm for the golden pearl. When you're doing this farm, this is a really good farm that you can actually AoE farm. On top of it, you also want to have skinning to maximize the amount of gold you make. This farm will be a really good AoE farm that you can do for the first 3 levels, so from like level 50 to 53, that you can make some really good steady gold from, and also level very quickly. There's going to be a bunch of these mobs, and the mobs that we're going to be farming are these turtles right down here at the bottom of Tanaris. So it takes a little of a trick around the corner to actually get down here. Basically what you want to do is you want to run along the coastline, how I'm doing right now, and this will lead you to basically a secret little spot right down the bottom of Tanaris. Now there shouldn't be anyone else here, maybe only people that have seen this video and decided to do the same thing that I'm showing in the video. But not many people come here. It's actually very far out of the way from anything else. But this is going to be a really good spot to get your first like 3 levels or so from like level 50 to 53, and also make some gold and do some AoE farming at the same time. So these turtles right here, you just want to pull a group of them, and then what you want to do is just AoE them down. Very easy and simple farm to do. You do definitely want to have skinning to do this farm, because you will make a lot of the gold from the skinning. Obviously the main item that you're after is the golden pearls, and you get those from opening the big mouth clams that drop from these guys like normally without skinning them. But a really good farm to do, especially to get some earlier levels in at the start. So moving on to another farm, the mobs here are level 50 to 51, and this is in Ashara, and we're going to be farming the murlocs along the coastline right here. This is another golden pearl farm. So you're going to be farming for the big mouth clams, which have a 0.5% chance to drop the golden pearls. And you also get the zesty clam meat, but that currently isn't worth too much anymore at the moment, even though it's actually used in one of the waylaid supplies. On some realms you might be able to get a decent amount of gold for it, but the big money is going to be coming from those golden pearls, and obviously the BOEs. You can disenchant and vendor those also for some more gold from here. They also have a chance of dropping some BOEs too. If you get lucky enough to get your hands on like a blue or a purple BOE from these guys, they can also sell for a decent amount of gold. But the golden pearls are going to be the big money maker from this farming location. You could farm here to like level 53, 54 if you wanted to. Moving on, we're going to be looking at a farm with the mobs at level 51 to 52, another farm in Ashara, and this is going to be for the fell cloth. Now you're going to get a bunch of fell cloth from doing this farm, and also a bunch of rune cloth. These all sell really well. On top of that, I believe you're going to get a whole heap of recipes. There's like a handful of different recipes you can get from this farm, which all sell pretty well up on the auction house. With this farm, you probably could level here all the way up to like 54, 55 if you really wanted to. But there is another location that I would recommend going to for fell cloth once you are above like level 50, like 52. You could even do it from level 50, honestly. But where this farm is located and how to do it is right here, and you're going to be farming these guys. So there's 3 camps, and if one of the camps has some competition, you just move over to the other camp and you're just farming these guys right here. They have a small chance to drop the fell cloth, which is going to be in very high demand in this phase, because the fell cloth is used to make moon cloth, which is going to be used for a bunch of little 60 crafts. So they'll be very valuable. Moving on to a bit higher level fell cloth farm, and this has a 8% drop chance to get the fell cloth, which once again will be turned into the moon cloth that sells really well. The mobs here are level 52 to 53, so technically you could grind out this spot to like level 55 plus if you really wanted to. Also the rune cloth has a really good drop chance from these guys, nearly close to 50% drop chance from these mobs. So this location is over in Fellwood, and you're going to be farming these guys right here for the fell cloth and the rune cloth. You also get the demonic runes, which give you mana back, which might be useful if you're a caster and you want to farm out a bunch of those for raids and stuff for later on in phase 4. But these are the mobs that you're going to be farming around level 52 to 53. So you could grind out this spot like all the way up to like 56 if you really wanted to. By then the mobs will be green and very easy to farm. We've got another spot here just down a bit south, and we're going to be farming these guys. Now what you get off these is living essence. The mobs here are level 52 to 53, so once again you could grind this all the way up to like level 56 if you really wanted to. There are a few other better farms to do that at level like 56 that you probably want to move on to while you're doing your leveling and gold making, but they have some really good BOE gear pieces that you can get from these guys, and just a bunch of different loot. So you have a big chance at getting a whole heap of different herbs from these guys, and then obviously the living essence will be worth a decent amount of gold. You also get the potions and whatnot, but they have a massive loot table of all the different herbs. So if you're lucky enough to get your hands on some of the good herbs, you can sell them for a decent amount of gold. And obviously those purple BOEs sell for a lot of gold, but they're pretty rare. But this could be a very good farm to do, especially if there's competition at the Fellcloth farm, which is just north of here. You could just go down south a bit to this farming location, and you could farm these guys out. It's a really good farm. There's a few farms around this location. I'll show you the next one in a little bit. We'll just finish off this mob right here. But the main gold from this farm will definitely be the living essence. They are pretty rare to get though, but that's what is going to make the majority of the gold, and obviously the mixed amount of herbs that you get from farming these guys. They're level 52 to 53. So moving on to the next farm, this is just a tiny bit south. So there's all these farms around this location in Fellwood. The level of these mobs is level 53 to 54, and you're going to be farming them for mainly the essence of water. It actually has a 6% drop chance from these guys, which is actually pretty good, and you can farm a bunch of these while you level up. Now technically you could level all the way up to like level 80 to 55 at this farming location if you really wanted to, which this would be one of the better farms to do if you plan on just grinding out and making some gold whilst you level. This is a really good farm though. You can get some really good BOEs that can disenchant and vendor for a lot of gold. Some of them are worth throwing up on the auction house, but if you farm this and grind this out for a few levels while you level, you're going to end up with a bunch of essence of water, which will make you a lot of gold. So moving on to a bit higher level farm, this is going to be in the Ogre Crater at this location right here in the middle. You're going to be getting essence of fire, heart of fire, and elemental fire from these guys. The level of these guys though are level 54 to 56. Now there's a bunch of these just around the middle mountain that you can see right here on the screen, and they're just spread out absolutely everywhere. So you won't run out of mobs to farm here, and you could honestly farm these all the way up to level 60 if you really wanted to, from like level 55. Now the higher level farm that I'm going to be showing is this right here, and this is going to be for the essence of earth. Now the mobs are leveled level 56 to 58, so you could do the last like 3 levels here if you really wanted to. You can make a lot of gold and farm a bunch of essence of earth, plus the BOEs here will be very high level and very good for phase 4, so the BOEs will be worth a lot of gold also. So they're the main farms that I recommend doing while you're leveling to make some extra gold. However, if you do want to learn all of the best farming methods in phase 4, you can find all of them inside my Season of Discovery Gold Guide, which will be the first link down below in the description box if you want to go ahead and check that out. I plan on putting out a bunch of phase 4 gold making videos over the next few weeks, so subscribe to the channel if you're not already, and keep an eye out for the future videos. Till next one, take care.